Hello everyone. Today in our meditation theme we pick up the third chapter from Bhagavad Gita, the Song of God. We are learning to meditate based on the themes from Bhagavad Gita. And why so? Because Bhagavad Gita, the Song of God, offers the manual for life, the do's and don'ts. Everything is explained so beautifully and in such a profound manner. We are trying to implement Formula 44 in its entirety so that we implement all the 8 elements which are about nuts and fruits, 3 glasses of water in the morning, nutritional food, meditation, pranayam, breathing techniques, walking, and sun salutation. Time and again, we are trying to reinforce this regimen in our daily routine so that it becomes a part of our life and we can face the challenges that we have in our life, challenges of growing old, challenges of the work pressure, challenges of pollution, deterioration in the purity of food which is available. So it is inevitable that we take the bull by the horn and have our own countermeasures against all these ills. So faith in the divine is a great healer, and that is what we are learning. Because in our day-to-day life we see so much of stress, so much of unhappiness, so much of rush, so much of unpleasant interactions. So if there is a mitigation which is so clearly propounded in the scriptures, why not take advantage of that? So far we took up chapter 1 and chapter 2, and in this series we are considering the first verse and the last verse of these chapters. We took up 1:1 and 142, the first and the last verse of chapter 1, Arjun's lamentation about the consequences of the war. We took up the first and the last verse of chapter 2, which is the Sankhya Yoga, the analysis of the spiritual science. And today we take up the first and the last verse of the third chapter, which is called Karma Yoga, the yoga of action. What is Karma Yoga? All of us have a prescribed duty, which is what we should perform. We shouldn't borrow others' prescribed duties. We should pick up the duty which is in line with our nature, which we are happy to transact. That is called swadharma. So we all must pick up some activities for our living, for our day-to-day routines. So this is one aspect. Having picked up the work, the activities, how we should transact, we should do a diligent performance. We should try our best to do our work in the most efficient manner, in a manner which is ethical, which is beneficial to others, which is not based on selfish interest, etc., etc. But how do we do it? Sri Krishna says the best way is to do it for the divine, which is the cause of all causes, which is the basis of our existence, which is the cosmos, which is the universe, which is the super soul, which is Paramatma, which is God, which is Brahma, which is different names. So if we work for that power, that energy, which is supreme, then our work becomes pure and beautiful and stress-free. That is Karma Yoga. And we cannot become inactive. We have to do our best. So, karmaṇyavādikāraste mā phaleshu kadāchana mā karma phal heturbhu māte sango astva karmaṇi. Do your work to the best of your ability. But do you have the right on the results? No, we don't have. Results, we don't have the rights. Results are decided by some other agency. So let us concentrate on the efforts and let us not be inactive. Let us do our best. This is Karma Yoga. So this is the main theme of chapter 2. But what is the first verse of chapter 2, and it is also the main theme of chapter 3. But what is the first verse of chapter 3? Uvāchajyāyasī chet karmaṇas matā buddhir janārdana tat kim karmaṇi ghore mam niyojayasi keśhava. Arjun is addressing Shri Krishna as Keshav, the killer of the demon Kesi. O Shri Krishna, I am confused. In the second chapter you glorified Karma Yoga, and then in the later part you spoke about the Jnana. So what are you suggesting? Should we do the Karma Yoga or Jnana Yoga? So Sri Krishna says, no. What I said was, some of the people are more inclined to do work and some are more inclined to get to the goal through knowledge. So those who are inclined about action, they should do Karma Yoga, and those who are given to the knowledge, they should do Jnana Yoga. That is the difference I am talking about, but both are yoga, both are connection to the divine. So that was the first question, and then the chapter went on and on about the fact that we can never remain inactive because the mind is constantly at work. And finally, the root cause of our problem was identified as the desire. Kama esha krodha es rajogun samudbhavah mahashano mahapapma vidyenam iha varinam. That our desires, which are unsatiable, come in the way. So we should not become a slave to our desires. We should have our desires in control, is the training that we are learning. So that is such an important learning from chapter 3, which ends with the verse again about the importance of controlling the material desires, and the method which is recommended is use the power of your soul, which is superior to your intellect. Use the power of the intellect, which is superior to your mind. Use the power of the mind to control the senses. So that's the hierarchy. The senses are governed by the mind, mind is governed by the intellect, intellect is governed by the soul, which are we. So by controlling our mind and intellect, we can overcome the problems that arise because of our quest for the desires in an endless manner. So that being the theme of the third chapter, the shloka reads, in the last verse is kamaragam durasadam, kamarupam durasadam, jahi shatru mahabaho kamarupam durasadam, evam buddhe param buddhva, evam buddhe param buddhva. It says, use your intellect to control, use your soul to control your intellect. Evam buddhe param buddhva. Then jahi shatru mahabaho kamaragam durasadam. Sanstabhyatmana atmana. By the power of the soul, control the intellect and cut these knots of desires, because those desires are the biggest enemy, is the theme of the last verse. So now we see the sequence, first chapter, second chapter, third chapter, and we see the benefits of learning the first and the last verse, which gives us the bird's eye view of the entire chapter. This is how we will take up different chapters, and by concentrating on the first and the last verse, and that will be the series for the coming few sessions, few videos, and this is what we will use in our meditation, daily meditation, and this is how we will implement Formula 44, the 8 elements. With that, let us meet up again in the next video. Take care.